Now I'll try throwing that diesel in and see if it'll at least somewhat fit. Well, I bought something kind of cool today. I bought a little one-cylinder diesel, and I'm gonna put it in something. I don't know, a couple three-wheelers, dirt bike frames, snowmobile. I'd have no idea. Not doing a go-kart because everybody does a go-kart, but I think I can hopefully rig it up into something neat. And if not, then I won't. Oh wow, it's heavy. So I bought this thing the other night, couldn't sleep, thought, no, I should buy a single cylinder diesel engine. I can put that in something, so well, it's right there. This is quite the box. Carrying it in here, she's a little heavier than I was anticipating, but here it is. There's a wrench and stuff. It's already oily. It's already leaking. There's just some diesel in it because they obviously test it before they ship it out, which probably means it's primed, I guess. Yeah, she's got some height to her. Huh. She's a little taller than I anticipated. So it might not be going in a three-wheeler. It's pretty cool. Here's your injection line here. Presuming that's your fuel injector. This would be the relief valve to pull it over. I wonder if it's got any diesel in her. It definitely did. There's a little bit in there. They definitely had her running. I technically could make this a little smaller, so I could remove the gas tank, so that'd bring it down like an inch. I could take this off, the exhaust, but really the highest point is right here, the valve cover, so yeah, we'll have to see. Well, I want to start it. I feel like that's a really bad idea, but I'll try. Any oil in her? Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, that's a bad idea. I'm just gonna wait. Alright, let's go to the sea can and we'll see if there's anything that I can put this thing in. This might be a short video. Those seats in this yesterday. I had that bench seat. Still covered in snow, but it was missing the centerpiece, so I never had somewhere to put my arm or paperwork or whatever, so now I got a little thing. Alright. Oh, poor bike's just sitting in here still. Okay, so it's 16 inches tall, 14 inches long, width. Doesn't make a difference, so let's see here. This is a bit of an awkward spot. So the thing is, it just has to be above the height of the bottom of the tire. Like, I'm not taking this thing off-road. It can be, the engine can be on the ground, really. It just needs a bit of clearance, and then it has to be under this tube. So 16, yeah, doesn't look promising. 14. There'd be some heavy modification. The motor would fit. You'd have like probably 2 inches of clearance before it was touching the ground, as long as the tires were aired up, which they don't hold air. But the problem is, where the shaft comes out of the engine, it'd be somewhat aligned with like the sprocket on the back, so I don't know if that's gonna work. Let's go look at this CR60, this little dirt bike here, see if I can get it in that. This is backfiring pretty quick. Thinking the answer here is no, because it's clearly smaller than that three-wheeler, and it's got the frame on the bottom. Yeah, she ain't going in here. Nope. Unfortunate. I was really hoping to throw it in there. While I have this open, I might bring that TTR 110 in here, because man, snowmobiles are just a pain. They're so big and heavy and heavy. Love keeping the Skidoo inside just to keep it clean and warm and whatever, but man, it's a pain. Back outside you go. First pull. Broke my foot the last time I rode this. See if I can do that again here. So let's go try to find something to put this diesel in here. There's a CR500 frame and I have no idea what frame. Honda something. It should fit. I'm glad I kept this now. I was gonna take it to the dump. Here we are. There we go. This is fun. Yeah, this was a dream, I don't know, 10 years ago. I did everything I liked doing, so I put, some time into the paint. I actually freshened up the motor. I think I put new rings in it, re-gasketed the whole thing, but it's just, I don't know, lost interest and it's set. Like I said, 10 years minimum. The tires were brand new 10 years ago. Hopefully they're not all weather cracked and everything else. Like they still got the blue lines on them, but they'll be good enough for what we're doing. I'm just waiting for this heater to shut off so I can hear myself think, and then we'll move on. Okay, so I got her in here. It'll fit. I'm not 100% sure on the drive system yet. I'll show you what I mean. So in the little diesel, you basically have this shaft with all these mounting holes. You could turn this thing, like we could put this on a rototiller, snowblower, lawnmower, water pump, anything you can think of that has a motor, this face kind of has provisions for whatever thing you want to mount to that. So one of the things we can probably mount to that is like a belt drive system that you see on like on a go-kart or one of those cheap Harbor Freight Princess Auto mini bikes. Golf cart has the same style setup usually. So what I'm thinking is get that motor in here, and the problem is the belt drive system, you'd have your primary sprocket or your primary clutch and then your secondary clutch. That takes up some room, so that shaft will have to get as far forward as we can, so you'd have the room. And then on the back side of the secondary clutch, you have a chain that runs from that to the back tire. So that'll be the dilemma. Involve some cutting and everything else, which I don't care about this bike. Like it's this ship sailed. It's been behind the Z container. I didn't even have the interest in selling it. Like I just want to forget about it, and honestly it would probably wind up going to the dump. So cutting wise, don't care. It'll just be a matter of can we align everything enough to get it to go to that back sprocket. So right now, next step, get that Honda motor out of there, remove everything else that I don't need. That's the thing with this. I'm not building this to, you know, make it road legal. I don't need electrical, I don't need lights, I don't need nothing. All I need is that motor and that bike driving that back tire. The rest, I'll figure out. Maybe hook, well the back brake's hooked up, so it'll have a back brake, no front brake. And yeah, I mean, it's already painted. I mean, what more can you ask for? Anyway, I'm gonna get to taking this motor out, I guess. Speaking of this motor, one of the things I always do, anytime I have something like this where I can salvage, like this whole bike's metric hardware, so to go buy a metric screw or whatever, it's not cheap. And even to buy a kit of them, anyway. I scrounged this whole thing for hardware. So that motor, all these bolts, like, I'll show you here. All these, you know, those are, you're either waiting on Amazon for 2 days or you're going to overpay for them locally. So I'm going to take all these out. Anything like that, I'm going to salvage because this is just scrap metal. And I've done it before, like, you know what I mean? This is probably a dirt bike. This is probably a lawnmower. This was something else. This is something else. That type of thing. Because then when you need that metric bolt, like, oh, I dropped one and I can't find it. I kicked it out in the driveway. Well, just come here and there it is. I'm probably not going to make you watch me do that. Make you watch me do... Yeah, that makes sense. So I'm not going to do that. I'll set the camera down. I'll bring it back when I got that motor out. I'll show you what I scrounged from it, I guess, but I'll bring it back when the motor's out and the new one. Maybe we'll just set it in and see if it'll fit, I guess. Yeah, never done this before, so you can learn with me. Got the motor in, I guess. It's sitting there. I'm definitely going to have to cut the frame to get it positioned where I want, but I can't do that until I get the drive belt system to figure out the size of that and blah, blah, blah. So I'll show you what I'm talking about here. So that's where you'd assume it would have to sit, but for my idea to work, this is probably going to have to be somewhere here because you're going to have your primary clutch, secondary clutch chain back to the sprocket. So that whole deal is probably not going to work as planned, but we'll figure something out here. Probably going to cut somewhere here, bring this straight down, or maybe cut it, bend this out, and then reconnect. But I really can't do much until I get that clutch system, so I guess I'll order that and yeah, see how it goes. This sprocket is definitely for a heavier duty chain than I think that clutch system's gonna come with, but I'm sure I can I don't know, put a bigger sprocket up there, smaller back here, something. I'll figure it out. But for now, I think that's it. I just kind of want to get it in. Honestly, I didn't even want to put it in this bike. I wanted to put it in a three-wheeler. But like I showed you, it's just the three-wheeler's too small for this. The motor's a bit bigger than I thought. I didn't measure anything when I ordered it. I just ordered it. So I guess it all kind of works out. I wouldn't have wanted to cut that three-wheeler, and this bike I don't care about, and I was literally just going to throw it in the garbage. So it kind of works out. Looks kind of cool, actually. I'll show you. Like, I don't know. I think it does. I got a little number plate up there, and I'll give the bike a little second chance here, or third chance, or whatever. I think that's it for now. So a little bit of a weird video, I guess. Just kind of a hangout, pull a motor. Oh, actually, I'll show you something. These are all the bolts that I salvaged. So they're all metric, and to a normal person, you're probably not understanding why I keep saying that. But most things, you know, at a hardware store are all standard hardware, where this is all metric. So it's kind of a nice thing to be able to just take all this, and yeah, it's all the bolts I'm not going to have to go buy now. And they come in handy. Like, a lot of times these too, like a lot of small engines, dirt bikes, that type of thing, all your side cases are going to be held on with something like this, and a lot of times you're going to grab the wrong screwdriver and probably strip this. So just to have these on hand is worth their weight in gold. So that's it for this one. Just want to figure out what this motor was going to go in. I knew I didn't know, so I ordered the motor, had no plans on what to put it in. I had like an idea of what I wanted. Didn't work out, as you've seen. But I knew I had enough things here, junk-wise, that I'd find something to put this in. So I guess the whole video today was just to figure out what that thing was. We figured it out, took the motor out, and now we got a little bit of a project on our hands. So this isn't going to be like a series one after another and ta-da, it's all done. It's, you know, this video, you're going to see it. Next video is going to be on something completely different, but at least you know this is in the works, and it'll come back periodically when I order parts. It's kind of out in the middle of nowhere, so it takes some time to get stuff, but that's it for this one. We'll see you on the next one. Later.